Hey guys, this is Yamaneika Saunders, and you're watching Comedy Matters TV with Jeffrey Gurian. Right here. Look at him.
Hey, it's Jeffrey Gurian here for Comedy Matters TV, and I'm with one of my favorites, Yamaneika Saunders.
Yes,
how are you, honey?
I'm good. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing so great.
Good.
I'm doing so good, and it's so good to see. First of all, just congratulations on Life with Beth.
Yes.
It's so incredible that you play her best friend.
Yes, Maya.
Maya.
Yeah, it's just such a wonderful opportunity, such a wonderful moment, and every scene with Amy is so fun. She's just such an awesome person. I can't thank her enough for letting me spend time with her on camera.
Tell me about your friendship with her. How did you first meet?
Well, I met her at the Comedy Cellar and through comedy, and just, you know, it's hard not to meet Amy because she loves comedy and she loves comics, so she's always out. And that's the most beautiful thing about her is that, you know, whenever you're in a writing room for one of her shows or you're cast in one of her shows, you just see how many comedians that she utilizes. She's really excellent with doing stuff like that. She's great with doing that. Che's great with doing that. I just love working with people who love working with comics, because sometimes, you know, when people do comedy, they're like, I want to be the only one. You know, I want to be the funny one. I want to be you know, I don't want too many people. And just to have people that don't mind having people illuminate their talent with their talent is just awesome.
Well, I find that people who are secure embrace other secure people.
Absolutely.
Like secure women will not be threatened by another attractive woman.
No.
They embrace that because they're
absolutely.
secure with themselves.
Absolutely. Right. And who's doing it better than Amy right now? She's the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's winning tomorrow. I'll be interviewing her.
Yes.
She's winning Comedy Person of the Year.
I'm so excited.
I just talked about that a few minutes ago on Sirius XM. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so deserved. And who else? And
Hassan Minaj is getting
yes.
the award for the comedy special. For the comedy special for the King's Jester. No.
Yes.
Jerrod Carmichael is getting for the comedy special. Hassan Minaj is getting for the comedian of the year.
Yes. And really, you know, all of them, Hassan is just like, when you breaking down certain things that we don't think about culturally, and his experiences, very poignant time for that material. Just amazing that we're having all these different voices. Amy and her voice is just so important and amazing. And I'll tell you this, really, I have become super obsessed with Jerrod Carmichael as well, because just I've run into him a few times. I've watched there's just a beauty about him and his freeness, and there's such a calm in his space, I think, now. And when
did you see Nathaniel?
I did, and it just,
amazing, huh?
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out, I don't know if there was a more calmness because he's out and free now, but it's just, I told him last time I saw him, I said, man, you're just so beautiful. And it's just so wonderful just to watch somebody take their time and
he does take his
walk
time.
You through, right? But I want to see every piece of that process, and that's what he gives you. So that's three amazing people that are just doing something that's in their own lanes and just super dynamic. Yeah.
Jo Koy did that today with Easter Sunday. It's a whole Asian cast, the entire cast. It's about his Filipino family. Yeah. So people are representing, which is really nice, really nice.
How can you not love Jo? He's such a wonderful man. There's so many, I think and I'm so glad we're talking about this now, because I think sometimes when we think about comedians, we sort of think like loners and aloof and distant and accessible, and these people that you're mentioning, they're very accessible, they're very open, very honest, and I think that's the reason why they're the best of the best. And I just can't wait till I get an opportunity to share my truth and honesty with the world, and because it's a great place to be in.
Well, you've been working so hard. I've been watching you for years. People don't know what it takes to make it in comedy.
Yeah.
You bust your ass, really, and I've seen you out there. We're friends for a long time,
yes.
And I've seen how hard you work. And it's very gratifying to see someone get the acclaim that they deserve, and you certainly deserve that. You know, and it's interesting, in Amy's show, so she brings in David Tell to be the rabbi. And how'd you wind up with Shlomo? Gary Goldman plays Shlomo. Were you surprised that they chose that character for you as a mate?
Well, when I found out, I was like instantly yes, immediately yes. Gary is, when you see Gary as a stand-up, like, he reminds me so much of myself, because we just be like, listen, this is what it is. Even if you don't want to hear, this is what it is, this is what it is. But in such a way that it just kind of draws you in. He's such an amazing scene partner. He's somebody that, like, really outside of the box of being a comedian, understands the nuances of acting and what it means to really dive deep and open up a space to be. And as somebody who people often forget, I'm classically trained in the theater, so I'm really, when we start biting into these acting roles, and when you talk about being vulnerable in scenes, nobody better than Gary to be vulnerable with. And, watching Attell just bring the rabbi.
Right?
I mean,
Hilarious.
who
That's
else?
fantastic.
Oh my God, and with Attell, the thing I love about him is those small moments of, like, the little teeny moments of who he is, that's so muted but so loud at the same time, that you just go, man, this is why he's the best. This is why he's a genius.
And he actually took off his backpack to do this part. I never thought I'd see him without the black jacket and a black and a knit
put
hat.
the American spirits down and kept moving. But yeah, I've been loving comedy. We're in a good space right now.
How'd you find out that you got the part? Did Amy call you and say, I want you to play my best friend? Or what? Did you have to audition? What happened?
I have to talk to Amy first before I can say, because sometimes I run my mouth and they'd be like, girl, well, but I auditioned for it. It wasn't like, it was like, here's your audition. We had a stop from the time that I auditioned to when we taped, because the pandemic hit. Yeah. And so there were things going on. I think they were still searching about who's really going to do this character and how that's all going to come about. But I remember Amy calling me about the table read, and I was just sort of like still not really certain what was happening. And then I go in, I read, and then she's like, well, you're doing it. I'm like, what? And I was just like, I won American Idol or something. And I was like super excited. And I was just really, really grateful, because I never think I'm the only person that can play anything. I don't think I'm the most talented person in the world. I don't think I'm the most deserving person in the world. So whenever I get opportunities, it's always like, thank God, thank you for seeing me for that.
Gratitude is very important.
Yeah,
and just in general in life, gratitude and service to do good things for other people as well.
Yeah.
And you know what, I want to finish on, you mentioned something earlier before about this comedy community that we really have, that people do look out for each other. Comedy is a very solo thing. You're out on stage alone. There's a lot of aloneness. You're writing by yourself. But there is a great comedy community. And I found out when I was in the hospital with COVID, double pneumonia, I was so sick, and people gave me so much support, and it really helped. You don't realize, I say, it's a shame you have to be so sick to know that people care about you.
No, but yeah, I mean, listen, everybody got on the main line. I was praying so hard. I prayed to God, and, you're such a presence here. Sometimes we don't get to say it, but when there's moments where we have to slow down and focus on something, we all come together and you go, oh, I see it. But sometimes you don't get to see it because we're all kind of like moving around, but the spirit is still there. So, and I'm so glad you made it through all of that, because COVID was really, it was taking us down. It took us down as comedians as well. Like, the morale, we're in a place where we have to be around people for us to engage in what we're doing. So it was just such a time, and I'm glad. I'm not going to say we're over it. Like, I'm not one of those people like we over it, because I know God has to move how He does. But I'm glad that it's a lightening up a little bit, right, where we can come back to some sense of normalcy. So, just blessings to that. Before we go, I would be remiss. I've thanked Amy. I've thanked Che. I would be remiss if I didn't thank Kevin Iso and Dan Perlman also for allowing me to be on Flatbush Misdemeanors, and for them allowing me to breathe life into that character. So I've been really blessed. It's not that we don't have fights in the business sometimes, and sometimes we don't fuck with certain people, but when we come together to work, I've been blessed to be in environments with really amazing people who allow me to bring the funny that I need to the characters that I've been given. So I'm eternally grateful to those people, and I thank God every day that they're in my life.
Expressed so well. Yeah, spirituality is very, very important. Absolutely. Like I said, being grateful. And Just congratulations on your well-deserved success. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. Thank you so much.
You're the best. You're the best. Hey guys, thanks for watching Comedy Matters TV. To check out some of our other videos, click on the boxes on either side of me. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Not just for me, but for my parents.